Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend because she literally told me she would cheat on me if I took a new job? I know this is going to come across as first world problems. I'm currently at a job where I earn about $250,000 a year. I have an opportunity for a job where I will get $640,000 a year. The caveat being that the new job is overseas. I will be gone for 4 months at a time instead of 4 weeks at a time. My girlfriend isn't happy. She says that she doesn't want me gone for that long, that she will get lonely. I try to explain that I will only be doing this job for 1 or 2 years, and that the money I make set us up for a bright future. We can pay off all our debts. We can buy a house. We can travel on my off time. She then said that she doesn't care about any of that, and that if I'm gone for that long, she might need company. I didn't understand at first, and I said that we could get the dog she has been wanting to get. She said she meant human company. I said that she had lots of company at work and at school, and she was welcome to use our place to socialize all she wanted. She then spelled it out, because I was stupid to think she was a decent human. She said that she wasn't going to go for months without sex. I said I completely understood and broke up with her. She is going crazy right now. She is at her sister's house and calling me and texting constantly. She says that I misunderstood and that she would never cheat on me. Like I said, I'm gone for a month at a time now, so I'm pretty sure she's been lonely before. I can't trust her, and I'm not going to try and build a future with someone who can't think about plans. Now for the top comments. Finally, someone on here who believes the person when they tell them exactly who they are. I was thinking the exact same thing. Who on earth threatens that? But she didn't mean it. How could anyone possibly think she said something she actually meant? I'd never really cheat on you. I was just being manipulative. Exactly what I just commented. It doesn't matter if she didn't mean it. She said it to get him to do what she wanted instead of what made him happy. That's manipulative. Nope, not the a-hole. You're better off without someone who threatens to cheat on you because you're pursuing a better opportunity. It sounds like you dodged a bullet. I honestly thought it was an amazing opportunity for us to do something most people our age don't get to do. I was going to pay off her student loans. Her sister probably told her how much of an idiot she is, and now she regrets the words out of her mouth. Stay your course, dude. Girlfriend, if you choose the job, I'll choose human contact. OP, okay, you do that, because I'm breaking up. Girlfriend, surprised Pikachu face. What did you think would happen? Not the a-hole. She probably thought he'd prove his love, and I'd take the opportunity of a lifetime. Oh yeah, everyone would applaud him for sacrificing his career for his one true love. There will be a crappy Hallmark movie about it. There will be so many awards. I won't be watching. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend he should move out of my house? I, 28 female, bought my house 5 years ago. I got an inheritance from my great-aunt who passed away and has no children. I was also saving for a home at a time and was able to buy a house with 20% down and pay off all my student loans. So I'm very grateful to her for that. I bought a very small house on a big lot, which was pretty affordable back in the day as everyone wanted a big house and didn't care as much about the backyard space. My boyfriend, 31 male, and I moved in together a year ago, and he pays rent to me, but it's much lower than he would pay if he rented elsewhere. He began complaining about how I ran my house, that I hang up my laundry outside in clotheslines, and also because I tore out the grass in my front yard to make a wildflower garden and clover lawn. I don't know why he has opinions about what the lawn is made of, but he complains it looks ghetto. It's not even obstructing his hobbies. He doesn't even hang out outside. The big arguments came recently after me getting chickens. My city has a backyard chicken program where they grant permits for people to have backyard chickens. I got my permit after applying for 3 years straight and began looking to get chickens. I spent last summer building a coop. My boyfriend knows how to use tools, but he refused to help, saying it will make the house look like a barnyard. So I did it myself, and now he's complaining he moved in with me to live in a house, not a farm. He claims the chickens will be disgusting, but our neighbor got the permit last year and has chickens, but there is no weird smells or sounds coming from them. Last night, I finally got the 4 heritage breed chickens I was looking for and told him, and he yelled at me for not listening to him. I was sick of this and told him to move out since he can't stand to live in a house with chickens in the backyard, and he got all quiet and proceeded to ignore me today. I'm starting to think he wants to move out but doesn't want to deal with a high rent elsewhere. He is always telling me because he pays rent, he should get a say. Am I the a-hole for telling him to move out because he won't let me do as I want on my own property? My house is finally looking like the house of my dreams, and I put work in every weekend to do it all myself. I feel like he is now intruding on my paradise, and being super critical of everything has me wanting him to leave. Don't leave it up to him. Kick him out. This is your home. He is telling you who he is. Listen. It's your house. This is not the man for you. Somewhere out there is a chicken-loving, wildflower-picking dude looking for a home and a good woman, and you won't find him with that loser clinging to your leg. I actually did the same as Opie. I wanted a majority of front yard natural with paths carved in, and we did it. I wanted chickens and my husband built a great coop. Find the right guy, Opie. Not the a-hole at all, so never put his name on the deed. Never put anyone else's name on the deed. I added my husband to the title as a 10th anniversary present. By that time, he had contributed a lot to the house. He's been an awesome partner and a great dad. So I wouldn't say never, but it's a huge decision. OP's boyfriend doesn't even come close to being allowed to stay. Kick his butt. Find a boyfriend who will help with the chickens and wildflowers, who will love you as you are, and who will make your life better for being part of it. Not the a-hole. It's your house, period. He's paying a tiny rent-ish amount, not actual rent. Not equal, so no, he doesn't get a say. Not a real rent-lease agreement. This is him finding out he doesn't call the shots in your home. When he actually pays a down payment, works on a house, and pays half the costs, he can have a say. Until then, he can shut the heck up or get out. Also, until he apologizes or decides if he is or isn't moving out, tell him not to even think of sleeping in your bed. Not the a-hole. I bought a house before the pandemic and my ex moved in after he lost his old triplex apartment after his friend passed. His friend allowed him to live rent-free for 5 years. He moved in with me and I got fed up with him. He was a slob, messy, and complained about the standard of basic living. I kicked him out after a year. Yeah, not worth the hassle. Not the a-hole. You two are incompatible and should break up. This is the heart of the issue. She shouldn't just be kicking him out. She should be breaking up. His vision of home life is one that lots of people share, but she isn't one of them. And while it might be possible to make things work with some sort of compromise, they clearly haven't, so there's no reason to think they will. Next story. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend knowing she'll be homeless? I, 20 male, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, 21 female, for almost 2 years, and we've been living together for the entirety of our relationship. She got pregnant and we wanted to keep the baby, which introduced the idea of living together. She was living with her aunts before, and she told me they were abusive, so I took the responsibility of taking her in. Her youngest brother also came with us since her aunt said she didn't want us to leave a responsibility to her. However, it all started to get screwed up when her sister, 23 female, got pregnant too, and cannot stay at her work anymore. In our country, abortion is greatly looked down upon and is not a common practice, so she kept her baby as well. She needed a place to stay, and I was kind enough to offer her our place, to which she agreed. Our baby girl died due to premature labor. Her sister's baby lived. It was hard to get through those times, but we got back to our feet. She started working again, but quit her job after 3 months due to issues with her employer. She didn't get a job ever since. I have been having huge financial issues after that. Each check I received monthly was just enough, if not lacking, for food around the house and for our bills and rent. I do not have the liberty to even purchase a fast food item, since it will quickly throw me out of budget. I told her this, and she told me that she'll eventually find a job since she's actively looking for one, so I didn't bug her about it. Now 7 months in, she still doesn't have a job. I've talked to her multiple times, and she said that she's applying to all sorts of companies, but she doesn't get hired. I looked through her emails and found that she is looking for jobs online and applies for one every 2 weeks. I only saw her actually look for a job for the past 2 months. We've had many arguments about it, but it always ends to her saying they'll just leave the house since I was making them feel like they're a burden to me. I told her multiple times too that I just need her help financially, but she always disregards it and insists that I make them feel like a burden. Aside from this, her siblings have lots of issues. Her youngest got in trouble a lot, and we've been called to various local government offices, which we were not used to since our family keeps our name clean. Her older sister, on the other hand, always gets angry whenever we scold their brother for it, slamming things around the house, and constantly whispers disrespectful stuff. She has constantly spoiled their little brother, which is what I told them the reason why their brother is like that. Our last argument ended up with me getting super angry and stressed. I just got home from work, that I had the urge to leave my house for the first time in my entire life. We've had an argument after I came home from an out-of-town activity, paid of course as I needed the money, and it ended up with me telling her that I'm done putting up with our situation and I wanted to end it. I used that opportunity to distract myself and get actual rest, stressed from work and from her siblings. But she still fought me because she thought that I was taking it easy. When I told her I wanted to break up, she just said okay casually and didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. She ended up leaving the next day that I greatly hoped was for the purpose of finding a job, but I learned that she just went out with her friend. This is the first time in my entire life that I've felt so drained emotionally, mentally, and financially. I can't even take my parents to eat out anymore, since I just don't have that kind of money due to me paying bills and food around the house for us 5, including her sister's baby. I feel so much pity for myself since I can't even buy a single thing I want, since it will put me out of budget. So am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not a-hole. Her and her family are taking advantage of you and your kindness. Get them out ASAP and focus on yourself. I told her multiple times too that I just need her help financially, but she always disregards it and insists that I make them feel like a burden. She is a burden and has to go. No other options. You're not the a-hole, and she's a vampire sucking your spirit dry. She literally is the definition of a burden. Good riddance. Now kick all these freeloading users out. No wonder the aunt was ready to dump the whole ungrateful lot of them on the first unsuspecting kind person to come along. Not the a-hole. As messed up as this sounds, you've gotten a second chance since she isn't pregnant, so you can escape her hellish family. Not the a-hole. There's a reason they feel like a burden. It's because they are. And they're perfectly able to stop burdening you at any time. But why would they? They don't have to work, and you pay for everything. Kick them out. Live your life for you again. Last story. Am I the a-hole for rejecting my sister's fiancé's job offer and ruining everything? I'm a 23-year-old female, and I'm not sure if I'm the a-hole in this situation. So here it goes. My sister, Anna, 27 female, has always been the golden child. She's smart, beautiful, and now engaged to a wonderful guy named Mike, 29 male. Mike is the kind of guy who makes everyone feel special, and I thought he was the best thing that ever happened to Anna. I couldn't be happier for her, until recently. 3 years ago, I started my dream job as a graphic designer at a prestigious company. It wasn't easy to get in, and I had to work my butt off to prove myself. Fast forward to a few months ago, our company started a big project, and I was chosen as the lead designer. This was my big break. One evening, Mike dropped by my apartment to discuss something important. I assumed it was about the wedding, but I was wrong. He told me he had a business proposal. Mike had recently started his own tech company and needed a creative mind like mine. He offered me a position as the lead of design, with a significant pay raise, and promised equity in the company. It was tempting, but I politely declined. I loved my job, and I didn't want to mix family with business. Here's where things get messy. Mike didn't take my rejection well. He became pushy, trying to persuade me by any means necessary. I stood my ground, thinking it was over. But then, weird things started happening at work. Rumors about me slacking off and missing deadlines spread like wildfire. My boss, who had always trusted me, started questioning my work ethic. Projects were reassigned, and my reputation took a hit. Last week, I was called into a meeting with HR and my boss. They had evidence of me leaking confidential information to a competitor. I was in shock and denied everything. They showed me emails sent from my work account which I had never sent. I was suspended pending further investigation. Devastated, I went to Anna's place to seek comfort. As I was explaining everything to her, Mike walked in. He looked guilty and it hit me. I confronted him, demanding to know if he had anything to do with this. After a tense standoff, he admitted to hacking into my email and sending those emails to sabotage me. He thought if I had no job, I'd be forced to join his company. Anna was horrified and broke off the engagement on the spot. Now my family's divided. My parents are furious with Mike, but are also blaming me for provoking him by rejecting his offer. They think I should have just accepted a job to keep the peace. Anna's supportive, but she's devastated. My friends are telling me to take legal action, but I'm scared of the repercussions. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for rejecting my sister's fiancé's job offer and causing this mess? Okay, here's what I think you should do. 1. Take legal action. 2. Inform your employer of what transpired. 3. Find out how he hacked into your work email and take measures to prevent another hacker from doing the same. The most common method of hacking is simple social engineering, so be more careful with your work account, even if you are with trusted people. 4. Have a talk with your parents about how blaming you for this helps no one, and that they're defending the person who broke one of their daughter's heart and put the other one's livelihood and reputation at jeopardy. I'm sure what they said come from a place of shock and confusion, and that they do not actually blame you for provoking him. Godspeed. The company needs to know that they're vulnerable, and you need to clear your reputation. That mark on your record will haunt you forever otherwise. Not a-hole. Legal actions are a must. I totally agree with you. Is that the kind of person your parents really want in their family? Someone who can't accept no? What if he needs money to bail his business, and no one is able or willing to help, and then he sabotages the family in such vile or worse way? What if someone comes to light about him and your sister's relationship where she has to leave him, and he can't accept? What if their future children disagree with his want? Religion, activity, career path, school choice, sexual orientation, etc. Call the authorities and Mike. As soon as you hang up with the authorities, call your employer and explain that the authorities have been involved in what happened. Gather all the evidence. You can hire a lawyer and sue him. Mike is insane. Your parents are insane. Why the heck would you accept a job offer from a psycho that clearly belongs in jail? So they want one daughter to be married to an insane criminal psycho stalker and the other one working for him? What the heck is wrong with them? You're not the a-hole at all.